I just looked at her and I asked her, I said, "What do you need?" And she says, I need a home for my grandson. I looked at John and I don't know, after you've been married so long, you can talk through telepathy a little bit. He just kind of nodded and I said, okay. Chad had been doing a big series on helping and finding your niche and doing things like that. And I went through a lot of, okay, I'm good with kids. I love to help people. I like to be there for people. And John's like, I like to serve and help people. And we were both just, what is God leading us to do? What does he want us to do? I know there's something tugging at my heart. What is it? And so we went to Walmart. It was Martin Luther King Day, and Aaron didn't have school, and the bridge was doing the blacklight dodgeball.
We had just decided on a spur just to stay in town rather than go back home. It was just an ordinary day. We didn't think anything was going to happen.
We were kind of doing our shopping, and it just so happened we saw a really close friend of ours. As any loving friend would do, I bumped my cart into hers, and
and say hi.
We said hi and got to talking to her. You could tell she's normally just a very happy person. I mean, just ready to joke around, have a good laugh. And you could just tell something was weighing on her, and her phone kept going off. And she's not one of those people that's, trying to talk to you and look at her phone at the same time. She's very engaged normally. Her son, one of her kids was with her, son was with her, and she said that her and her husband's other son they just had their baby. Their other two grandchildren are placed with them. And she had told her son and his girlfriend that they just couldn't take another one. And so we started talking to her, and I'm like, do you need help with the kids? They can come play at our house. We can help babysit. We can come to your house and babysit so you can work. Do you need like an emergency placement for the baby? Have they found anybody? What can we do? How can we help? She felt like she had failed the baby in some way, that they couldn't take him. And I'm like, you know what's best for you. You know what's best for your family. He needs to be somewhere where, you're not exhausted all the time. They were truly thinking of what was best for him. They didn't feel like their house was going to be what was best for him because they already have a lot on their hands. I just looked at her and I asked her, I said, what do you need? And she says, I need a home for my grandson. And I looked at John, and I don't know, after you've been married so long, you can talk through telepathy a little bit. And I looked at John, and he just kind of nodded, and I said, okay.
Give them our names. That's what we told them.
Our next step that we did is we went to pick up Aaron from dodgeball, and we sat in the car with Aaron. To know Aaron, you know a loving soul with a good heart. He got in the car, and I said, Bud, some friends of ours asked if we would help and if we would go get their grandson from the hospital. He was just born yesterday. I said, but if we did that, it would change your life too. Right now, Aaron's pretty much an only child in the house. The girls have both moved out and they're in school. And I said, what do you think? And he just looked at us like we'd lost our minds. And he goes, the baby needs a home? I said, yeah, buddy, the baby needs a home right now. He goes, then we give the baby a home. And I said, are you sure? I said, it'll be a big change for us. He says, Mom, I have a chance to be a big brother for a while. And I said, okay. The very next day, we met again with the birth parents that morning. We were able to get Asher and get him loaded up, and it was hard. It was hard to watch how sad they were as we put Asher in our car. It was also very wonderful because I was able, mom to mom, hug his mom and reassure her and let her know we are going to give him all the love possible and that we're going to take good care of him and we're going to keep him safe. Yeah. And, we're going to love him just like he's one of ours. And to be able to hold her while she cried in that moment and be able to be there for her too, even that was a gift for us. Yeah, you're our gift, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
The support that we've gotten from members of the church, members of the community, we can't say thank you enough. It's been amazing.
We were overwhelmed in the best possible way with help. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. There were people that we hadn't seen in a long time saying, hey, I hear you've got a foster, let me help. I mean, we didn't have bottles, we didn't have formula, we didn't have diapers, we didn't have wipes. And all of a sudden, the church was able to provide those things for us so we could get him started. His grandparents, our friends were able to, they gave us a bed for him to start out with. People would ask us, how can we help? What do you need? And we were just for a little while going, we don't even know right now, but can we call you later? It was absolutely amazing. I mean, there was no other way to think about it other than God intervened and wanted this to happen, and he made sure it happened. It's so easy to get to love him. I mean, he has just been an absolute joy for the 3 months that we've got to have him and have him as part of our family. So saying yes was probably one of the best things we could have done.